Should you get a home charger installed if you've bought a plug-in hybrid? So my client has bought the new Hyundai Tucson plug-in hybrid car, and we're going to be discussing today the advantages of having a home charger installed at your property. We're also going to be touching on other subjects today, including CTs, solar panels, a little bit on battery storage, and obviously I'm going to run you through the whole job. We've got an awful lot to do today, so I'm going to give you a brief run through of what I'm going to do, and then we're going to crack on. So here we have the existing consumer unit. It's metal and it's fire rated, but it's absolutely fully loaded, so I won't be using this today. The previous owners of this property were artists of some sort, and they had a kiln installed. Now there's an isolator on the other side of the room, which I'll show you in a minute. At this side we had a 100 amp RCD main switch installed. We're going to rip this out, which will give me some space here to install my EV consumer unit. And before I forget, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel. So I'm just checking the cable route for this kiln supply. You can see the 100 amp main switch there. The cable then runs up into the loft space and then down to the isolator. In the loft, we can see the cable there, which just runs along with a couple of cleats and then down back into the utility room. The Hyundai Tucson is a mid-sized SUV. It comes with a 1.6 litre petrol engine and a 13.8 kilowatt battery. It comes as an all-wheel drive, an auto gearbox, and it will go 0 to 60 in 8.61 seconds. If you're just driving in EV mode, it has a total of 91 brake horsepower with an official mile range of 38 miles. It will charge on a home charger, which is between 7 and 7.4 kilowatts, in less than 2 hours, or it will charge on a 13 amp socket in around 8 hours. The Tucson has 3 different driving modes. It has an automated system mode, a mild hybrid mode, and a full EV mode. With the automated system, the car will decide when to use the petrol and when to use the electric. In the mild hybrid mode, it will use the electric when travelling at high speed or travelling at low speed. Or in full EV mode, it will just use the battery. Now with the Tucson having a total range of 38 miles, the average UK road trip is 23 miles, so this range is ample for the general usage of your vehicle. So is it worth getting a home charger installed if you've got a hybrid car? Well, I personally think it is worth it, because let's say you're just an everyday person and you use your car for everyday use. School runs, shopping runs, going to towns, things like that. You have a 38-mile range on full electric, and that should be ample to get you about. Now, bearing in mind that the home charger will recharge that car in less than 2 hours, and the chances are you wouldn't have depleted the battery fully anyway if you're just running about. While you're home during the day, it's plenty of time to charge that battery back up, and then you're ready for the afternoon school run again, or evening shopping, or whatever you do. Now if you do charge it off a 13 amp plug, it is going to take around 8 hours for a full charge, and that is substantially longer, and you don't have that flexibility to just use the battery. Also, if you have solar, for example, you can do your morning run around, come home, stick your car on charge, you can use your solar to charge the vehicle back up, and it's ready to go again for the afternoon, and it's basically free. So would I advise having a home charger installed with a hybrid? Absolutely. My client today also has solar, which means that he is going to utilise the electricity that he produces to charge the vehicle during the day. He's also on Octopus Go, which means he can then utilise a cheaper EV tariff at night time to charge the vehicle. Now with Octopus Go, the EV tariff rate is 7.5p per kilowatt, which is very cheap. So because of this setup, my client has the flexibility of charging the vehicle when the sun's out, and when it's not, he still can charge his car very cheaply on the EV night tariff. We're also discussing expanding this electrical installation to incorporate battery storage. Now what this means is that the solar produced won't be wasted. Any excess solar will be put into a battery, which can be then used to power the house, or it can be used to charge the vehicle. Today I'm installing a Zappi, and I'd like to point out to you that if you have a Zappi and you're thinking about getting solar or battery storage, you must ensure that your battery storage system is an AC coupled system if you want it to integrate with the MyEnergy app. Now this is because the CTs that come with the Zappis only work on AC current. Now in the CT cable I'm going to use the brown and the brown-white pair for the load management, and I'm going to use the green and the green-white for the solar. Do you know what this loop on the nozzle is for? Let me show you. Your loop through the top there like that. And then take your lid. The loop holds the lid for the nozzle. Okay, that's this end of the installation ready for testing. The other end's ready for testing. I'm going to get on with the testing, and then what I'm going to do is take you back inside and we're going to run through that CT installation, incorporating the solar and the load management. Now I'm going to be using two CTs today, one to measure the load of the house and another one to measure the solar. Now for the CT that I'm using to measure the load, I need to put that CT around the meter tails up here before they enter the Henley block. Now for the solar circuit goes in this consumer unit, so I need to take this cover off and install my CT inside this. So it's imperative that you put these CTs around the right way. With the solar one, you need to install it so the arrow is facing towards the consumer unit, because it's measuring the electricity that you produce coming back. Okay, looking at the Zappi, there's three symbols here that we need to take into account. The symbol on the left is the sun, this represents the solar. The symbol in the middle, a little house, represents the house, and the pylons at the end represent the grid. Now, as we can see here, the solar is producing 2.3 kilowatts of energy. It is fluctuating between 0.1 and 0.2 kilowatts being used within the house, and 1.9 kilowatts is being exported back to the grid. Okay, let's have the final run through the job. Here we have the new Scomwell consumer unit with an 80 amp double pole type A RCD main switch, 32 amp MCB and surge protection. We have new meter tails into a Henley block, two CTs installed, one on the meter tails, and then we have the other CT monitoring the solar in the primary consumer unit. Now the high tough cable comes out the bottom of the consumer unit, runs along, down some trunking. Trunking continues down to the ground. It's all corked in, so it's all dressed in nicely. The cable then comes through the wall at low level and it's clipped under the door, around the wall and up to the Zappi charger. Now I think the Zappi charger looks really nice on this wall where the property is black, which is unusual, but it's a very nice house. As always, thanks for watching. Hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to my channel.